Yeah, bro. So what's poppin'?
Welcome back to another episode of Cajun Conversations with your boy Larry.
And this is G-Day, you know what I'm saying? Oh,
What
Michael.
up?
I don't know. I don't know how to introduce myself. I never introduce myself as my last name, but people introduce me as that. So it's kind of strange.
What do you feel more comfortable with?
Oluwa, but I don't want people outside my family to call me that.
So what are you comfortable with people outside of your family calling you?
That's a good question. I feel like, I think about this. Actually, I think about this kind of a lot. Um, because of like there's multiple names that people call me and multiple different faces. And there's a Japanese proverb about like three masks, right?
Okay.
There's the mask you show to your friends, the mask you show to your family, and the mask you only show to yourself.
I've heard of that one.
And it's like, but I think I have more than three masks.
I do too.
And I don't know who I am.
I don't know about that one.
I know who I am, but it's like, I don't know which one is.
You don't know which one's best to show to the world in a sense?
I don't know which one is me. Like, it's like, I feel like more as of like, I'm a can of soup.
Okay.
Right. And this, like, it's Campbell's. That's me, like, whatever. Right. But then you go into the back and there's all the ingredients.
Okay.
All those are me and all those are pieces of who I am. So Michael, Gita, Milo, all this type of stuff is kind of weird. I don't know how to introduce myself sometimes. I just say Michael because maybe I don't want to be seen. And Michael is just like the name that it's just a common name. So no one thinks about it. Like, oh, you're a Michael, another Michael. I met three Michaels in a weekend and I cried. No, in a week. No, I think four Michaels in a week, new Michaels. And I cried in front of one of them.
Cajun Conversation. That's incredible.
No, I didn't even try to cry. Like, I was crying tears of joy for real. And he left and he came back and he caught me crying. I'm like, of course it'll be a Michael catching me crying.
Word.
It's that common. So I don't know who I am, to be honest. Who I am to people. Like, I just know all these are me. This is a man of many faces.
You don't know who you are to many people. Do you feel as though that's something that you should know? Who you are to many people, or who you are to others? I
feel like I have access to. I compartmentalize a lot of things.
Okay.
It's like almost all like an apartment. All these apartments are still in the same building, but they're different places. So it's like, I know I'm this building. I know I have the keys to all these rooms, but I don't know which room I'm going to stay in today.
I understand that.
So it's like when people say, like, where do you live? Oh, you live here. But then
I also live here.
Yeah, and here, and there. So like, who, like, am I Michael? Yeah. So I just say Michael because it's just easier.
Okay.
But yeah, but I've only been recently saying G-Day because a lot of people call me that. And it's like, should I introduce myself as G-Day?
That's a good question. What would you like me to call you?
Whatever is comfortable for you.
So do I have access to all those rooms in the apartment?
I mean, if you call me Milo, that'd be cool. But I mean, I don't think that
would shock you.
Would that be comfortable for you?
I tell people to tell me what name is most comfortable for them. Like, people, like, I know, like, for example, like in high school, even like when we went to NYU, some kids would be like, oh, but this is my American name. If you want me to call you by your native name, just tell me. It's not like I'm gonna butcher that shit. I might forget the first time and ask you, oh, how do you say it again? But from there on out, I got you.
But you know why I don't say anything? Because I think also maybe in my head I'm it's like a study almost, and like people find out my first name is Michael and find my last name is G-Day, and then I have never given myself, like, I've never told someone call me my last name. And I rarely to seldom ever refer to myself. The only reason I started doing it now, I just did it right now, right? Like, because I think of this almost as like a performance piece, and then I'm G-Day, right?
Okay.
But I've never, introduced myself like that. People just did that for me. And they would tell other people, oh, this is G-Day. And I'd be like, yeah. Because that is who I am. So it's like, you're not wrong.
You know, it's funny.
Like, did I introduce myself to you? Did I say my name was G-Day when I met you?
To be honest,
I don't even remember how.
Tajan introduced you to me and said this was G-Day. So that's kind of funny. But shout out to Jan. You know, it was funny at the thing that we went to last night. The girl who the one that likes me. The one that likes me was what was like. One?
You read into that. You read into that one.
That's crazy. But
just the baddies, it's hard to choose one. Green light the shooters is already done. Future. But yeah, go ahead.
This is my life. But no, she asked, she said, you know, is that your friend? I was like, yeah, no, this is my friend Michael. Like, I introduced you as Michael because I know that G.R.E is a part of your last name, and that I don't know if a lot of people would like me to, or you know, other people tell me they're just like how we met the other guy at the bar. He said his last name was Walker.
Yeah, but then his real name was Aaron.
Exactly. So it's like almost a comfortable thing. Like if you're comfortable with me calling you this or introducing you to other people as this, then that's fine. I would never say like, oh, this is G.R.E. Like if people know you as G.R.E, then yeah, I'm be like, yeah, me and G.R.E
's name was Aaron Walker. That's hard.
That's a tough name. Hard. Shout out Aaron Walker, bro.
Man,
he was a real nigga.
He was 37, bro. Looking like he was 22.
20, bro.
I ain't gonna hold you, and he was dripped out.
Fully,
but he was in the slides though. I think it was like the Kanye slides.
That's calm though.
That's calm. And that slides cost more than my fit. No cap.
To be honest. So.
But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying like, like out of respect, I always ask people what they would like me to call them. And then from there, that's how I would introduce them. We've never had this conversation before, but just like, again, out of respect, of course, I'd introduce you to other people as your first name. Like even when we had the podcast in Jersey, like I was like, nah, my friend Michael is inside. And you said things like, so she knows you as Michael. So,
but then they get close and call me G.R.E. And I was like, oh, okay. I guess so. And it's weird because like then apparently they did that for my sister as well. And her name is Rachel.
Okay.
Right? So it's kind of interesting like how like I guess her last name is it's a cool name to say, oh, G.R.E. So rather than Rachel, Michael. You know, and it's the same syllables too. So it's like it's not like it's hard work, but I guess that's more memorable. So yeah.
Either memorable or because like you said, Michael's a common name, instead of calling you something common, they call you something unique.
You know, it's interesting though. Girls who are either very close with me or like me don't call me G.R.E. They call me Michael. But that's a whole separate thing.
I can relate to that as well, but we ain't gonna
go on that yet. I don't know when, because eventually this podcast has to get to where we're the toxic niggas talking about how girls do us wrong. We eventually got to get to there. We're not gonna get.
But then the next season will definitely have to be about us taking accountabilities for the situations that we were in as well. So
I don't know. Should we do that first or should we do that later? That's the real question. I don't know because
now we got to do that first because the internet gonna bash us. We're talking bad.
We're gonna be. Hey, hold on. We got like episodes in the back. You don't
exactly. Y'all don't know, man. Y'all don't know.
Nah, yeah, you're right. We got to do that.
So let's take accountability for our actions first, and then recount where the bullshit had happened.
Because there's a lot of bullshit. Respectfully. But yeah. So as we were just thinking about like our old college experience that we had, and
big facts.
Yeah, that. So if y'all do not know, because y'all don't, if you're new and you're just watching, but more than likely you probably do know us, but it's good if you don't, because I know my friends will not be my fans. Yeah, I'm looking at you.
That's crazy.
Look at me. You see? I'm looking at you. I know it's you. You fake. It's okay. You're not supporting the dream. You know, Jesus went to Nazareth. Jesus went to Nazareth and could do no miracles because they said, "Ain't you a carpenter's son?" So I know that's how it is for now. You're going to have to see our greatness from other people first before you dive in. But that's okay. But if you do know me and you are my dude and you supporting, I want to let you know you a real nigga.
Thank you.
You're real. But the rest of y'all, it's okay. You fake. It's understandable. I ain't even mad. I'm choosing peace. But
I choose violence. But that's okay. Y'all learn that eventually.
Anywho,
I think it's just good to be honest. That's all I'm saying. School days.
Yeah, and so a lot of you don't know, we met at NYU. And it's interesting because I met him in my junior year, but we were around the same age because I started college when you started when you were 17.
Yeah, I started when I was 17.
And I started when I was 16. So I'm only a year older, but I'm only a year older than you because it was weird, like, because I like my freshman year is when I turned 17, but I started officially when I was 16. Like my first day of college, I was 16.
Yeah, because our birthdays are in September. So
September, yeah, you know
I understand.
And then September birthdays, they just be hoeing niggas for no reason.
For real.
I don't know why. It's just, why is September just that time? If you're born in that time, like
everything's just awkward.
Just so much sadness, bro. Why is everything so? But we go into our astrology stuff later. Well, I will go into the astrology stuff later. He will look at me going to astrology. That's a whole nother time. But we're just reminiscing about it and just how I feel like, especially college. Do you feel? I always thought this. You had a lot of your growth in high school. And
I did.
And that's what, like, it's coming because you came into like college, even though as a young person, kind of more formed as a human being because you went through a lot of issues in high school. But for me, since I feel like I started college young, I went through a lot. College was high school for me. High school was middle school, and middle school was just bullying.
Oh God, I'm not gonna lie. Like ever since, like getting to know you for the most part, as much as I do know, and when I found out that you entered college at 16, it made so much sense, and I actually kind of felt bad for you. I'm not gonna lie, because you gotta understand the college experience is you being an adult, like you living on your own, you going through trials and tribulations of people who will and won't like you, and in New York City.
Oh yeah, I wasn't.
That right there alone, that's character development.
My life is really like it's not. People say that life is a movie. My life is a manga, specifically. It's a tragedy. You know, in Tokyo Ghoul, it had the hardest intro for how the first chapter started. He said, "Shit, I'm not a protagonist in any hero. I'm a normal person. I'm regular, la la la. But if I was to be the protagonist in a story, my story is definitely a tragedy." And that's when his eye turns half, because he's a half ghoul, right?
Yeah.
Because if y'all don't know, Tokyo Ghoul, it's crazy stuff, but basically he's a half human, half demon, but he didn't choose to be that way. Well, ghoul. But like, for the people who don't know who ghouls are, just let's say demon. But he didn't choose to be that way. He got into an accident and something happened in which someone saved his life, but by saving his life, they made his life worse.
Worse, exactly.
And I feel like that's how my life was. Like, people gave me things, and those things that they gave me that would be like cool. Like, it's like they did something good for you, and that, like, their good thing just kind of destroyed me.
In the long term, In
the long term. And you drown slow. I drown slow. But we were just reminiscing on that stuff, and, you know, just thinking like, but I said we were in different like life points, and that when I met you, I was kind of starting to form who I was as a person. But what about you? Like, as I said, you came kind of almost like a more fully formed individual, and you were just testing your theories. Because I feel like a lot of people in college, that's where they like start to think like you actively start to think as a person, and then take your stuff to other people. But you had already done all that in high school.
I did.
So you already knew how things worked kind of in the real world. So like, what was that experience like? So like going through college, though, what was that kind of experience?
Can I just give a quick backstory for myself?
Go crazy.
So we went to NYU, Tandon School of Engineering. I just want to first off say that I graduated, so I can say this: NYU hold us because they separate the engineering school in Brooklyn, while every other campus is in Manhattan. So we'd have to take the train out, shuttle bus out, this, that, and the third.
If you wanted to go, and you didn't even have to.
You didn't have to.
You could be just stuck.
Exactly. And you got to understand, too, as an engineer, I'm not saying any other major is easier or harder or whatever else.
I would say that.
Okay. Let's be honest.
You going
yeah.
to school, look, bro. You know your major. Look, the money in your pocket is gonna show you what your major worth. Don't even play. Don't even joke. But let's keep it 100. God. Keep it 100. I'm not saying now, y'all, bro. You know what it is. You feel me? You know what it is. But let's go.
But nah, for real, it's like as an engineering major, the fact that you had to take out time out of your studies or class or whatever else to travel and then have to go out your way to meet other people that got their own shit going on within their own circles and everything else. If you chose to.
And if you don't,
then you are fucked. You really are. You mess out on a lot and everything. But, you know, quick backstory. When I had graduated, where I was getting to, I think it was when SATs were coming through in high school. My mom was like, have you thought about what you want to do in college? You know, major wise or career wise? I was like, not really. I don't really want to go to college. I'm not gonna lie, because, you know, in my head, ever since I was in high school, college was a scam to me. You know, not education. I love being educated, but to pay the amount of money that these schools that I had researched and knew what these schools were charging, I was like, for why? You know? So then my mom was like, well, you know, you can either get a job or get out of my house if you're not going to college. I was like, let me start looking. You feel me? So then I knew I was...
You know, it's crazy because I had a similar thing with my mom. So I know. I was like, but I knew, I feel like I'm from a Nigerian household for you, by the way. If G.R.E for my Nigerian people, you know, G.R.E. So, you know, but I told my mom, like, I was thinking, what if I was going to be a teacher? That when that woman stopped the car and said, I did all this to be a teacher. Well, why? I don't need to help you in college then. I don't need to help you for anything. But go ahead.
No, it's really like that, you know. And out of respect for your parents, you know, you want to, we love our parents. So, you know, you want to do good and let them see the fruits of their labor, you know. I started doing research. I knew I was a very smart kid in high school, so I was like, I know whatever I want to do, I can apply my mind to it. So I didn't really have a special interest career-wise, because anything I wanted to do, I knew I either had to put too much time into it or I can do it for fun. Like what I like to do, what I would like to do for a living, like charity work, play ball, be a professional gamer, so, you know, fun stuff, fun, happy-go-lucky stuff. So I did research to get my major. I typed in highest paying jobs. Doctor, I'm not going to med school. Too much work. Lawyer, I don't like to read. And then engineer. I was like, okay, I'm pretty good at math and science.
You did the African thing for yourself. You can either be a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, or a failure. That wasn't even an option though.
People gonna hate this episode, boy. But yeah, no. So that was like, you know, I'm pretty good at math and science or whatever else. Looked into engineering. I looked at the different types of engineering. I saw computer engineering. I'm like, I'm pretty good with computers. I could turn that shit on, turn it off, play around, hack into some things here and there. Computer engineering, I went. So then I looked at the top schools for computer engineering, and NYU came up as one of them. Now I didn't do too much research into the colleges. I just said New York University. I thought that was like a Kentucky State, just a regular state school, any old state school.
I thought that too, low key.
You feel me? They just New York University.
Yeah.
I got there. When I announced that I went to NYU in high school, parents.
No, bro. Now I know we live the same life, bro. Because I didn't even that's how I feel scammed. Actually, no, I think that's how we got scammed for real. Because nigga, I did not understand what NYU is. And I'm like especially getting in like at a young age, maybe 60. I was telling people, oh yeah, I got into NYU. People are going around to, you got into NYU? I'm looking at this like, yeah, what is bro, I never even knew what the campus looked like until I got accepted and I went to the campus itself, and I didn't even know the Manhattan campus existed until damn near halfway into the first semester, because I never went to the orientation stuff, because I never been outside in my life, bro. I'm a Nigerian child. I don't go outside, bro. I don't go outside. So when I went to the place, I stayed in my bed. Everyone was going to I said, I'm just gonna stay home. I'm gonna stay at 6. I'm gonna stay. I don't know these people. I'm gonna stay home. But go ahead. That's crazy that we really had. We really the same.
We really are. That's what we tried to tell you. We really did live the same life. You know what's funny too? My parents never. My mom was heavy on it. She really wanted me to go on college tours or whatever else. Never did though. But my dad didn't really put in much effort to go on the college tour. But my mom was like, "I want you to look at these colleges, this, that, and the third." They showed me both Tandon and main campus. And Tandon actually caught my eye more because like they had the cherry blossom trees and everything. Yo, so I was like, damn, this shit kinda heat.
Damn, we really anime niggas for real. That's crazy.
The last thing that they said though was that nigga, I remember taking the train, but I don't remember them saying you gonna be stuck here.
Yeah.
You feel me? That's what they don't show. And the fact that, me coming out of high school, I did no engineering class. I took no engineering classes. I took math classes. I took physics classes and everything else. But coding, computer engineer is both hardware and software. So electrical engineering, computer science, I never did in high school. So when school started,
and the one worst thing, I be telling this to being about NYU, especially for Tandon, and what they do is, for a lot of colleges, you do generals, you do this class here, this class here, and then you kind of, if you were engineering, they lock you in. That you starting, they don't even give you the opportunity to kind of ease yourself in. You in it, you done. You got what? You said. Electrical, anything electrical. Yeah. You're doing the chemistry, all that stuff. We don't got no time for play. The most fun class I took was the writing class that they made us take. But it was not even. It was an engineering writing class. It's not even a stuff, bro.
You could even have fun with it, bro. You could even have fun with it.
So it's interesting that you. But I was in a good. You were even worse than me, kind of, because I went to an engineering school, it was a STEM school. A center, okay. Yeah. I went to a STEM school. My parents actually, because where I live, I'm from Minnesota again. If I don't know, where I live, Brooklyn Park, they don't got. My mom was like, "You ain't going here." She sent me 20, 30 minutes away with the white kids in Blaine High School. So, and did you go to a white school?
I need to for any of y'all who end up having kids, because me and my mother, and then my mother and my father, we all had this conversation. Don't send your black kids to these white schools, man.
First of all, go ahead. Bye.
Listen, mommy, I love you. You feel me? You got stopped by the police every single time you came to pick us up. That shit wasn't safe for any of us. We went to school in Clark. We went to middle school in Clark, New Jersey. Clark's high school, I believe, was the same high school whose girls basketball team had the hanging black doll when the other high school came through in the guest changing room. Come on, man. You send your kids up for failure. I mean, me, I know I didn't get bullied or anything else like that, because I wasn't. I understand I wasn't tolerating that. That's the thing.
Nah, I'm not a violent person, unfortunately.
I'm not saying that. No, it's not. It's not. I was getting. It's just I feel as though people just knew not to do certain things.
I don't know about my character in my life where people just want to always like people
try you.
No. I had multiple people, especially women. But I'm not gonna. We're not at that women hating party. Please. But
women hating. I didn't say it.
I
didn't say that.
No. But I've been told multiple times I have a loud face, and because of that, people like to pick fun and make fun of me a lot, or do things to get a reaction out of me.
Okay,
because I won't say anything, but my face will show a lot,
show it all.
And that's the reaction they want from me. But also, off of what you said about sending your black children to these white schools. Some of y'all trying to send them to these schools because you say, oh, they're not gonna be around their friends. They're not gonna. It's
gonna be safer.
Safer for them. Your child is already indoctrinated. Okay, they already moving that type of way.
Word.
You bring some, and this happened in the Nigerian community too. You know how many African kids I know? Your parents suffer for a better life for you to come to here, for you to get caught up with some. What do you know about the streets, nigga?
Word.
You have both your parents. Stop it, bro. Stop it. Good jobs. Doing good for themselves. You live in a good neighborhood, bro. Why are you moving like you like this? And they sending them to that one school thinking that it's gonna be better for them because I didn't want to get them caught up in Nigerian culture. We caught them Diakata, black people. We all black. they all treat us the same. All these Liberians and Nigeria, y'all. I don't even want to get into the Liberians and Somalians and all of us in Minnesota. Y'all acting like y'all different. Y'all black. Calm down. But they be thinking I'm gonna send them over here and they're gonna be better children. Like they're not. They like the other people they hang out with.
Exactly.
They're gonna find a way to hang out with them people.
Exactly.
And you still live in the same area.
Literally.
You think they get along with those kids out there? I only got along with them kids out there because I formed my personality through fire. So, I had to learn trial and error. And plus, after I got bullied a lot in middle school, because the middle school I went to was actually in my area, them white kids was nothing, bro. They was trying to do stuff. I actually because I hit my growth spurt in high school. So I started being taller than everybody. So yeah, you ain't gonna. They still try to get a reaction out of me, but it's not the same. It's not the same. But
I wish we kicked it in middle school, bro. We would have been tight homies for real. In middle school, that was the thing. Like, either you fucked with us or you didn't in middle school. Like, shout out to my white friends in middle school. I mean, like, I was the only black boy. I was the only, and then there were 5 other black girls, I believe. So,
one of them was on the okay.
3 of them were on the podcast.
Season 0.
So, I was the only black boy, but at the same time in middle school, I was still bringing in my Pokemon cards, my Yu-Gi-Oh cards, my Beyblades, my Bakugan. And, you kicked it with the people who kicked it with you. Even in middle school, we saw who was acting fake and who was acting funny and stuff like that. And from there, we just divided ourselves. We were still cool, kick it with, but like on the side, we was just like, let's just do our own thing and not worry about what all the other bougie people was doing. So I feel as though I still had a stable ground, a stable circle when I was in middle school. We defended each other if we ever needed it. We kicked it with each other's families and all that other stuff. I still love my peoples from middle school, the ones that I kicked it with. Yeah, the one that even the ones that I don't still talk to, but that we was cool in middle school, we straight.
But bringing it, because we get on a tangent with just the way we.
Most definitely.
Back to NYU, we're talking about how we literally did not know what we were walking into at all. We didn't. At all. And I feel like they may think that they tried to let us know, but no, we did not. So we come in, you're still going with your story. Like, you coming in, didn't know the school, didn't understand, like, you actually kind of stuck here unless you do stuff to go outside, things like that.
And then when you were saying like how I went through things in high school, I didn't really become like antisocial or nothing. It's just I just became very selective. People still knew Larry, like, Larry knew you knew Larry, but the thing is I just didn't kick with everybody. So when I got into college, I was pretty much like, I'm here for one thing, this degree. I didn't care about making friends or nothing else because I had a bunch of friends back home. I had friends in New York already. I had friends in Jersey already. So I was just like, let me just do this, that, and the third, be out. I think the one reason why I started talking to people was because my mother had said, listen, the first thing that you need to do when you get to college is find a black girl to do your hair, because I won't be doing it for you. So every single class that I saw a black woman, I had to give her my information just in hopes that she would come through and braid or twist my hair, yo. But back on track with the workload and everything.
I'm not going to say anything about that, but we're going to continue.
That didn't get me into any trouble. That my hair.
Thank you for saying that. Because you know how people love to assume.
Oh yeah, then ask those questions. Yeah, I hate assumptions. Of course, no. Me and women who did my hair, I like to keep that strictly that, because the last thing you want to do is make somebody upset and they got to do your hair, because either A, they're gonna fuck your shit up, or B, they just ain't gonna show up and your shit's still gonna be fucked up. So you feel me? And as a black person with natural hair, I know when my hair is ugly, I'm ugly, and I don't like that.
That's why, as you see, I'm rocking the one right now.
You got the one.
I'm not even trying with that anymore. I see my dad's genetics. I see where my dad called. I just talked to my dad actually today. He said I called him right at like a good time. He just finished getting his haircut.
Okay.
Today's what?
Saturday.
You know when he told me he got his last haircut?
When?
Tuesday.
Damn.
Do you know how much haircuts cost?
Yeah, like a bean now.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah,
a good
$30,
30, good
and
30
they
beans.
asking for tip. Rude ass nigga. But,
Word.
so, and that's just to keep his stuff looking kind of correct. I said I can't afford that. Just take it off. Take it off. I got my beard. I'm blessed. Thank God.
To be honest.
But as you're going, you finding black, especially black people at Tandon is like
engineering school. Remember this. I'm not black women. If y'all do want to, black women in STEM, I support y'all wholeheartedly. I'm not saying black women that do other things I'm just saying you got a firm supporter on this side because black women in STEM,
it's not fun.
It's not
what I seen.
What we've seen and experience.
Wasn't there that teacher that remember you heard that teacher that said that someone they had their natural hair out. They said they kind of look like a slave.
What?
You didn't hear about that? Hey, yo.
Oh my God.
Yeah, nah. Now there was a teacher.
At NYU.
Of course, it was where else?
At NYU.
Where else?
That's great. Why do we go to this school?
Bro, that school. I'm telling you, that school was some different. But I don't. And I already know main campus was on some nonsense from the people I met myself.
True.
But Tandon specifically, you was getting it from the people. And you was getting it from the students. You get it from the whole world. You getting it from everywhere. And we coming into this not knowing that this is what it's supposed to be.
Anything.
No one told you it was supposed to be like this. Like I understand engineering school is like, and the crazy thing about like, and I know you can go on this too, is like specifically with that school as well, because it's separated from the main campus is where all the real money go. Side note. I mean, they just built a new building now, but I mean, they just that as in within what, like 6 years?
Oh yes.
That's but it like I won't even say 6. It was like 4 or 5. Yeah, it's recent where that, and they didn't even give you access to all the floors on that building yet because they were still doing renovations in that joint. So like that's a recent study, but all the real money was going over there. You in this one school with all much of engineering. Engineering is a depressing major.
It really
you in
is.
a one school separated from where all your money going with a bunch of depressed people, and you one of the few black people. Go ahead.
There were some classrooms with no windows.
You can't even see outside, bro.
There was no sunlight.
No.
I think he was the one that pointed out, you go to Tandon if no one wears colors. You looked around, it was black, gray, and white everywhere.
Nigga, I wear this when I was wearing my African shirts. They was looking at me like sunshine. No cap.
To be honest, bro.
No cap. They were. Oh my goodness. And you experienced all this and then add on that you are a black student, so you one of the few black people, and I ain't gonna hold you. But I don't know why engineering is like a hodgepodge of just weird people. Why the weirdest people got to be on engineering sometimes, man?
And you know, the crazy thing is too, it's like main campus did make fun of engineering kids saying stuff like that, but then it's like I actually looked around and I was like, yeah, y'all are right.
Nah, y'all not capping.
Y'all not capping.
Like if you find someone who's good,
you gotta keep it
because they really are diamond in the rough. But you, bro, I feel like some people just like, especially because engineering. Why do people go into like people who are good at engineering are usually more into math, science, and so forth. So they're bad at they don't like to communicate.
Bad at the social things.
So the social aspect, which is like 90% of the college experience, to be honest. Like, don't let it like why America is the way it is because people have poor communicational skills. And that trickles down to every single aspect. And especially like they're having one for chemical engineers, there was a thing where literally, they were trying to teach. They had to teach people how you work all this time to get a highly skilled major, like to graduate with this major with high skill, all these things that you can actually work with. A lot of these people wouldn't even know how to market themselves. Like you ask me, what is a chemical engineer? Like they'd be like, oh, I'm a chemical engineer, and you have to go to a job interview and explain to people what a chemical engineer is, and maybe you know what it is, but you don't even know how to articulate what that is.
Yeah.
How do you not know how to articulate a major that you've been working for 4 years?
And you know what the crazy thing is? There's been so many memes that people will send me. Non-engineering major people. What's an engineer? And then the person would just shut down because people can't tell what an engineer is.
They can't even tell what it is, and they can't explain it because they don't have the skills and to communicate that. And you're in a school full of these people, and if you're not someone like that,
you're done. It's just gonna be tough for you. It's tough.
And you black.
And you black, bro.
God forbid you a black woman. I'm sorry,
y'all. Nah, like you see them get treated the worst, man. I really do feel as though like people just fear black men, so like they won't try us in certain. But black women, they really do be trying y'all, and I hate that for y'all in any and every aspect. That's why we got to stand up for them. For real, I
feel like we're going to like let's get into something like get more specific and I liked where you're going with just like kind of the story, like so you came in, you didn't understand, you didn't know the school. Same thing with me. You're not the type of people who go to this school. You are not one of them.
I related to little to nobody. I'm not gonna lie, like. Of course, everybody won't have the economics or whatever, but I wasn't one of the rich kids. You know, you had all the international people. Let me rephrase this. This building, the engineering building, was pretty much like high school. Everybody has their own cliques and everything else, but the way that everybody grouped up, it was impossible. For a dude, like I when I talked to upperclassmen or people that graduated, they said, yeah, no, Larry was you were known as the kid with your headphones, because my headphones were my best friends. I used to walk with my headphones, be by myself, listen to my music, wait for my next class to start, go. One thing that I always did, this was back since elementary school, I used to always be friends with security guards, janitors, kitchen crew, because my parents taught me like these are the people that will most likely treat you like humans, like human beings.
And that's a fact.
Like,
that's a fact.
You feel me?
He is the one who I always treated people with respect in general, but he was the one showing me like when you friends with these people, they really take care of you.
They take care of you.
Take care of you.
When I tell you, and you know, I
want you to imagine this. You're paying all this money to go to this expensive ass school, and the nicest people to you are the people who get paid the worst.
They got treated the worst too. They got treated the worst too. I definitely stood up for a lot of the kitchen crew. Were some of my best friends. These were middle-aged to old Caribbean, Black, Hispanic people. You know.
One of them said I was gay because I moisturized my lips, though. But respectfully, that got me a little messed up. How is it gay to take care of yourself, man? I need to let me know.
He said your lips was a little too glossy.
Said my lips was too glossy. Nigga, because I just want y'all, hopefully, if I don't know if y'all watching the video version, if you're not, the audio, my lips are like a fifth of my face, no cap. If these joints, and they used to be dry as ever. I used to lick these joints crazy.
They did. They used to be cracked, bro.
Crazy, bro. Remember that one photo they were doing for the NSB? Like NSB's National Society of Black Engineers, by the way. And they had a picture of me smiling and my lips was dry. And that's what was the most, like everyone just laughed in that room. And I'm looking like, damn.
Y'all ain't have no other. Y'all could have told me to lick my lips.
Yeah. Like a fifth of your face is just dry. Like I'm supposed to walk around like that and be and feel good about myself. Like come on now.
And the one time he took care of himself, he got called gay.
And it wasn't the first time I was called gay neither. But we'll keep that pushing, bro. But as you were saying.
But yeah, no, like just shout out to the kitchen crew that really took care of me, because
good people.
Again, going into college, I'm not saying like I was broke, but it's like, you know, family did what they had to do here and there. And I even remember looking at meal plans, looking at dorms and everything else. I got you, my fault. And I even remember there's like a standard meal plan that most people should subject themselves to. I decreased it because I was like, you know, my grandmother lives a couple straight, like she's online with one of the trains that was near my dorm, so I go and visit her if I ever need some food or something like that. Yo, I was eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner on a meal plan that only allowed 6 meals a week. Do the math. I couldn't even get 7 meals a week. I couldn't even eat once a day with that, bro. By the time mid-October came, I remember just getting some food. She swiped. She said, "Oh, you're out of swipes."
Mid-October. What happened? And for y'all don't know, NYU kind of start late, so it started like little, like sometime, like right around the beginning of September.
Yeah.
And then it goes to
the end of December,
basically. So if by mid-October there's more than half a semester left,
you gotta understand, bro. That's when, like, I think I tapped into like my S-tier thievery.
I'm not even gonna hold you. He said level 100. Like new skill trees. Sticky hands. Fire.
For real. I had the Nike bag, the Nike Elite backpack too. You know, when everything was crowded, just walking, calm, sweet. and eventually, like, you know, some of the workers came up to me and was like, "We see what you're doing." I was like,
you know what's fucked up too? You know why they saw you? Because you're the only black person.
Yep.
And then you tall as ever too. You 6'4". So you're only 6'4" nigga just walking in, not buying anything. That's not fair.
When I got food, I never went to the cash register. I just walked out the back door. Like,
who gonna stop you?
And eventually they were like, you know, if you need something, like, you could ask us instead of just taking fine. You know, I had to apologize. I'm like, yeah, that is disrespectful. I am just doing this right in front of y'all. I was hoping y'all didn't see me, but I guess my S tier dropped to like a B at least. Because
that chopped it. You know what I'm saying? You didn't have the the stealth perk unlocked yet.
To be honest, when you black swimming
with Asians and Indians, bro,
you stick out easy.
That's what. And no friends, we love the Asians. We love Indians. You know what I'm saying? We love y'all. This is an Indian man's house right now.
That we're recording,
and he making us food right now. Good nigga. A good nigga. He can't say nigga though. Okay.
But yeah, no, it's just it's like, again, keep in mind, going into this engineering school with no one that you can relate to, only now making friends with, like, look at the circumstances and the reasons why I became friends with the kitchen crew, you know, because they then took care of me. I'm not saying that I would have only became friends with them because of this, but then again, there were no black people.
The only black people are barely in your class. The only black people you see consistently are them.
Exactly. And then, even then, you know, I'm going to have to throw a little bit of shade, but remember, all skin folk ain't kinfolk. So even the ones that we did find, you feel me? So it was just rough trying to navigate through that school as a freshman. You know, I think
that's before the sophomore slump.
Exactly, yo. Sophomore, I think everybody's sophomore year was probably the worst.
No, it's supposed to suck. Sophomore slump, bro. It's supposed to suck, bro. It's supposed to be out.
But no, my freshman year, people, my roommates' friends used to come in. They used to be, yo, Larry, we only ever see you in the gym, the classroom, or your room. Yeah, no, I didn't go to parties. You know, if I heard about something, I can go to it.
When did we go to that Halloween? Was that your freshman year? We went to that.
That was my freshman year. No, my sophomore year. That was my sophomore year.
I didn't meet you till sophomore year.
So that was a whole year of me not talking to anybody. I think the closest person I was with was one out of two. I lived in a triple. I was one out of my two roommates, and I was real cool with him until he called me.
That was my senior or my senior. Or was that your side? Was that not
that when we met?
Yeah,
I think that was your junior year.
Oh, you're only a year behind. Yeah, you're only a year behind.
Yeah.
I forget. Yeah, okay. I keep thinking I was two. But
no,
you were just a year behind, so that's my junior year. That's what. Yeah, okay. I was like, I definitely met you my junior year. That's what I thought.
Yeah,
that was your sophomore year.
A whole year I didn't talk to people, bro. I was that kid with the headphones. I mean, like, I
didn't even know you existed,
bro. I literally dove in this, bro. I was in and out of places. I never stayed.
Yeah. There was nothing. Who was it stay for?
Exactly.
Dang.
Like, you see how depressing that, bro. My depression hit crazy freshman year. Sophomore year, it was evil, but freshman year, it was something horrible. Like, because, you know, I went through other things too. Like, there was some women situations where, because of certain people, other people didn't talk to me. So it's like, damn, when you feel like you had a group of people to chill with, you really don't. I think my best friends at the time was again the roommate that I was talking about before, until he called me a monkey twice.
Not even out the first time. It's not the.
You see how I gave grace. You see how I gave grace.
They don't know the grace that you give them, bro.
That's the thing. Like you, and I felt like I was really disrespecting myself in a sense, because it's like, how can you let this happen twice? You know, I let that shit happen just because I wanted a friend at NYU.
That's it.
After that, bro, I had to call my mother because I was like, yo, I'm really about to beat this dude's ass. I had to call my friends because I was like, yo, I'm really about to curb stomp this dude. But I think my closest friends weren't even at NYU my freshman year. I used to go to the basketball court on Tillery. Yeah. On Tillery, I used to chill with the
niggas had no jobs.
The niggas who had nothing going for them.
Just basketball,
just straight
calisthenics,
ball calisthenics, and a dream. That's it.
And great shape though. And great shape.
Hey, and they'll fuck you up while selling you an eighth. You feel me? So you know
you can get smoked and
some smokes.
That's crazy.
So I feel like my freshman year, it was bad, but at the same time, I still was able to go to Jersey and kick it with my boys. So they definitely held it down for me.
It was probably the only reason you didn't transfer it, isn't it?
Do you want me to go into that?
Why not? I mean, give it. Yeah. We got like. Go ahead.
The reason why, because I remember too, and like this made my mother cry, and like I hate seeing my mother cry, but you know there was one time she was driving me back to my dorm, and I started crying, and she was like, "Yo," like I was like, "Yo, I hate this school. Like I don't like the people. The major's hard." There's just nothing I have no time for myself. Like, yo, if you check the tutoring logs at the PTC, I was in there about 4 to 6 hours every day. So I never even had free time for myself. I went to my classes, then I got tutored.
You was really trying to get help.
I like, you don't understand. I don't like when I'm not good at something. And I stayed in the tutoring sessions until I got shit right. So like when I started crying, my mom started tearing up and everything. My dad even called. She's like, "Yo, you know your mother's crying. Like, is everything good over there?" I'm like, "Nah, like y'all don't understand how it is over here." So my sophomore year came. My dad came over. Like he was helping me bring my stuff into my dorm, my new dorm. He was like, "Listen, son, like you know, your mother and I have never done anything related to what you're doing, so we can't even help you. So you know, if you want to switch a major, if you want to switch schools, it's down a third." We totally understand. I almost like you gotta understand. My dad, he's scary. Like, well, he was. I want to say he was scary. Pops, you still got yours. But at the same time, I remember like raising my voice. I'm like, yo, stop. Like, don't talk to me like that. Real talk, because I'm not a quitter. Like, all because shit's getting rough does not mean I haven't been through worse. There was no way I was gonna transfer just because shit got rough. That's not the way I was built. That's not the way I'm gonna move. All because shit gets shaky, don't mean that I won't get sturdy. You feel me? So I think at that point I knew that I was in it. Like my sophomore year, I knew I was in it. I wasn't gonna transfer nowhere. And
then the sophomore slump became the sophomore stump. Have you tried to remove a stump before?
I've seen people try and do that. That's just difficult, bro. But I'm not gonna lie, that's when I met him, and a lot of things changed for the better.
Cause I was going down bad too. But hey, we was doing it together.
Hey, word, but you know what they say, but sadness loves company.
And trust me, the company was nice. Cause we went, cause that was the first. No, that was the second time. It was the second. I told you this number 2 is crazy this month, bro. It's actually crazy. That was my third, and they don't even know why.
They don't even know.
The testimony on why this is going to be important. And I hope somebody, I might have to go back and do a counter every time.
Just remember the number 2.
2 is an important number. That was the second time I went to that frat thing that we went to. That's like, I think that's
No. We met. We took physics 2 together, and Tajan had introduced me to you after class, and then
word.
And then
I was still in physics 2.
After that,
in my junior year. Oh goodness. But go ahead. Physics 2? Stop. Look at this. God was working in the background. I'm telling you, God was working in the background. You don't see how God be working sometimes. I didn't even remember that. Thank you.
I got you.
You see what? You see? That's why I found my. That's all I gotta say.
I understand. I understand.
But go ahead.
And then the other time that we actually connected was when you had the walkathon thing going, but no one showed up. And then when I came through, I think we just ended up dubbing it, and then we just did something
we
ourselves.
Just chatted it up, yeah.
Exactly. And then from there, we just started to talk more and get to know each other more, and we just realized that, bro, your life sucks. It's like, bro, yours does too. So, and then our whole dynamic was pretty much every time we go through something bad, we're gonna laugh at the other because
it's jokes.
It's really jokes because it's shit that you cannot make up.
No, and I think it was really like you found somewhere where like it's like you step, like as I said, life is you step back and it's like almost you're watching it happen.
Yeah, in third person.
Like, and I think it was both for like I was watching this happen for you, watching it for me. It's like how is this?
How is this happening to us? And that's the thing. Like we would literally laugh about it. Like we would like. I could be stabbed right now. Nigga would be laughing at me that I got stabbed.
Okay, I wouldn't be laughing. First,
he definitely would.
Now, it would depend on the situation. But let me tell you, I already be driving you to the hospital.
Exactly.
Laughing, but I be driving nice. I'm a good driver. We know this.
Exactly. So that's our dynamic. We pretty much laugh at each other's trauma, but then we put in so much work to fix whatever the problem is. So so we literally, it was like yin and yang. Like we had each other's back, fix whatever, and we got shit done. And that's pretty much, I feel like that's exactly what I needed. I just needed a go-to person. And I did have other people my freshman year that I'm not mentioning because I did play ball with certain people, but it's like, I had no other freshman friends other than for one girl who is Tajan. Shout out Tajan. She definitely she did my hair. We did homework together, took classes together. She helped me out with a lot. So shout out to Jan for real.
A real one.
The realist. But yeah, bro. I don't think I have to talk much about after sophomore year, other than I failed the whole semester, almost the whole semester.
Hey, don't worry. You know.
Yeah.
We gonna get to that eventually. I can't put that on record now, but we gonna get to that. You know what happened to me, respectfully.
But I think it was after I almost failed the whole semester because that semester was my first sophomore year semester. I went to class, bro.
I don't know if this goes longer than an hour.
It won't. I went to class, cafeteria to get food. I was in the library every single night. Like I was literally stressing over like 2 classes that I never did. I didn't go to any parties except the Halloween one. Sophomore year. Damn. Aside from that, I didn't do anything social. I didn't even go to the courts to play ball, bro. Just for me to fail those classes still. Damn. After that, I pretty much just said, fuck it. Whatever happens in college happens. And that's when I started having more fun, taking more risks and doing me.
I just want to go on that second, like, because I feel like I got to end on a ridiculous story a little bit. That second fun shit was so hilarious because that's the second time I went to the frat thing. The first time, I'll tell the story later, but it was a bad time. The second time though, it was still a bad time, but it was so much funnier because there was this group. It's funny that you see how when you start seeing how God worked, it worked in everything, and you see how he was planning stuff beforehand before you even knew. It's crazy that was the second time that I went there. That was our second year. There was a group of girls that came that was walking, and it always has to do with girls because I'm sorry. There was a group of girls that they were talking. They were looking for does anyone know how to roll? Does anyone know how to roll? Does anyone know how to roll? They came up to me. He's like, do you know how to roll? I said, nah. I told him no.
No, that's not how it went. Do you want to reset this and then we tell this story? Because I could tell the story way better.
Yeah, let's reset this. Okay, boop boop boop.
So yeah, no. So
I clapped the first time, by the way. It's okay.
It's okay. That Halloween party, I specifically remember the girls came up to me because you said I'm gonna go out and smoke real quick. So he was already high.
Mom, I don't do that no more. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Should I not talk about certain things?
It's okay. It's whatever.
I can stop talking about it.
It's my life. Whatever. My life is cool. It's cool. I just want to say that ahead of time, Mom. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Wait. Okay, fine.
Tell the story. Just tell the story. It's fine.
But yeah. No. So you had gone out to smoke, and then the girls had come up to me, and they're like, "Hey, excuse me. Can you roll? Like, we had some weed, we had some papers. We just want you to roll something." I was like, to be honest, like at that time, I never smoked. I don't like. I did before, but like it was like once in a blue moon if I ever smoked something.
Once every blue moon.
And I told her, I was like, nah, I don't really smoke like that. I don't do none of that. But my boy smokes. So he might be able to. As soon as I said that, he literally walked back in with the dude that he smoked with. I'm like, that's him right there.
So you sent them to me to meet their doom. You played yourself,
bro. I thought all would be well.
And wait, and we need to set some more background for this. So if we're going to really tell this story, I already said so. So you actually there's this frat in Tandon, right? It's the only fraternity in Tandon.
I hate them.
They always threw a party on Halloween, and because it would be the first Halloween party in NYU, everyone would come to this. Now, they had a nice house, but the amount of people that came to this thing would pack the place out. And because the music of it's a Tandon frat, it's an engineering frat. They don't play good music. Trash. And it's full of people.
And no,
they was charging niggas crazy.
Don't just say that I tried to rob them. I think I can say this.
I would too.
After I heard, because I remember I would step out because like you said, the place was crowded and stuff like that. So, I would just go outside to get air or whatever.
It'd be hot.
They were charging the transfer, like the international kids. Like, I feel like they would look at people and know if they had common sense. Yeah. International kids, $80.
And niggas was paying
$100 for entrance.
For entrance.
After I heard that, I was like, they have to be putting this. It can't be in their pockets. I started looking around the house crazy, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like I was like, there's no way, bro. If you gonna rob them, let me rob.
Bro, yeah, this man's mind was moving different.
I always had multiple thoughts during certain circumstances, but I just thought it would be like nice to know where they were, almost like in like, have you seen like Next Friday?
Yeah,
where he was with like the Puerto Ricans and stuff like that, and they had the cylinder full of.
Yeah,
I was just like, yo, there's no way that they just keep it in their pocket. They have to be storing that somewhere. But back to like the weed story. The girls came up to him and was like, yo, could you do it? I was standing there with him. I was like, yo, gee, like, you see, he was
they were fine. They were,
yeah.
And one thing about NYU girls, I ain't gonna hold y'all. Y'all do look good. Y'all crazy, but y'all look good. Okay.
I'm not agreeing with any or disagreeing with any of that.
Don't pull in the U.S. government, and we can neither confirm nor deny this thing man has.
Listen,
you know what his answer is too. Look.
But so he was like, he was like, I could try something.
I never have rolled weed in my life.
I didn't know.
I've never even touched a rolling paper in my life, bro. I never even held a grinder in my life, bro. And first I said no the first time.
He did. Then they came back. They came. He was like,
the second time too. Pay attention. The second time they came around, I was a little higher.
So I don't think y'all understand. Y'all don't understand. This is October in New York, and where the Brooklyn campus was, it was near the waters.
So if you know about it,
it's windy. It's windy. So we're outside. Of course, you know me. I was distracting the girls. Just how y'all doing tonight? While he was rolling.
Now I can talk about this, bro. So the thing is, first of all, because it was one, they had already given me a rolled joint. It was poorly rolled, but at least it was smokable. I proceed to I don't know, and this is a bad part of my personality. When I'm doing something, and I this is a demon that I've been trying to fight and confront. I'm the type of person when I am in a bad situation, and this is why I probably did the thing at ATL, no cap. This is all making sense now as we're thinking about it. When I'm in a bad situation, I keep trying to, I'm like, nah, I will not admit faults. I will keep trying to sell. So they already gave me a poorly rolled joint that was smokable. They could have smoked this, but they wanted better. I proceed to rip up the joint that they could have smoked, procure the weed from it, and they gave me a jar with more weed. I didn't got no grinder, so I'm nigga. We're outside a couple brownstones.
So mind you, remember it's windy
it's
too.
Windy. I'm putting this. The wind is almost blowing this weed out my hand, blowing the rolling papers out my hand as I'm trying to do this on top of like a garbage bin.
A garbage can. Word.
My nigga. I'm trying to roll. I never rolled, so I'm thinking I can do something. I could fit. Nigga, it was just bad. It was bad. So then I come to Larry. After like 15 minutes,
I'm talking to the girls. This dude, he just said, "I can't do this."
I said my hands, because it was and I was high, so my hands was shaking. It was too shaky already, so I couldn't do it, and the wind was making it worse. I ain't gonna hold you.
This nigga, he said, cause then he was like, bro, my hands are shaking. I'm high. I can't do this. The girls, I think heard it like, so like, what happened to our weed? He said, sorry, I can't do.
This is when I think me and Larry locked in it. We were top 5 after this, because I told him this. Most niggas would have been mad. Hella mad, like the girls is there, whatever. When this nigga started laughing, I knew this was a sign. When I tell this nigga just broke down in tears, like it was this could not get any worse. And this is why I know this is why probably Atlanta happened, bro. I'm thinking about this. This makes sense now. This was in my spirit, and this is what a demon. As they come, I can do this because I did this part, and I remember this very well. They're like this, so they came over. It's like, so what's going on with this? I was like, I'm sorry, I can't do this. I can't do this. And I'm like, it's like, and I showed them what I did, bro. It was basically crinkled up rolling papers and weed in my hand. That's what it was. Crinkled up rolling papers and loose particles of marijuana in my hand. And they're like, so you just fucked up my stuff to give me this? You could have just told me you didn't know how to roll. Crazy is I did. Why did they believe me? First of all, I said no the first time. So I lied to you the first time and just all of a sudden knew how to do it. Like, they played themselves respectfully. But they're like, at least can you give me the weed back? So they had a little jar, kind of like a
no, bro, that's not. You didn't put it in the jar.
No. But I know what I did.
Thank you. Cause that's the shit that I almost shitted myself when this shit happened, bro. Almost pissed.
So they opened up the jar with their weed, and I'm telling you, nigga, because it was windy, I literally like sand running through my hands, rolled my hands. Like, I hope I get the video. Like, I want you to see the action I'm doing. Did it like sand running through my hands, squeezed and sprinkled it back into this jar like this, and wiped my hands with the weed particles into it, and then proceeded to walk away.
We just walked away, bro. I knew they was pissed. They had to be pissed. I don't even remember what they looked like.
I remember because I saw them. Who performed that year for the Ultraviolet 100?
I never went to any of them. I think I only went to one.
Yeah, you went to the one that did you go to Roddy Ricch?
Yeah, and Chief Keef. I went to that one.
That's the only one you went to?
Yeah, and that was my junior year. That wasn't my sophomore year. I don't know which one happened before.
I think it was 21 Savage, maybe.
Okay, so let's say
21 Savage. I think it was 21 Savage. Yeah, because I think I lived in Clark then. No, I didn't. It wasn't 21 Savage. It was 21. It was some artist. I think it was either 21 Savage or whatever. And I saw them there, and I know they recognized me. But when I tell you, they just kept it pushing, bro. They looked at me in the face and just look like you recognize a nigga, like with the hate in their eyes, but they couldn't do anything because at that time I would spit in their face. I'm not that type of person. If they did try to say I would, but that's a whole nother thing. We cut that out. It was just bad time.
It was bad.
It was bad. But that's how we became. I think that's when I knew for sure Larry was top 5 because I made a situation worse, and all he did was laugh. It's crazy, man. Crazy. At a terrible and the best. But one of the things we also learned about like And Larry's a smart person, and he put me on to a game like that. Situations like that are actually where the party is bad, is good for you as a guy, because then you can have opportunities to talk to people.
Yep.
And if you can't dance, like I can't dance, but you have great communicational skills, you can interact with people. And because they're bored and have nothing else to do, they'll talk to you.
Yeah, no, for real. Because I always tell people I don't go to parties for girls. I know it might sound weird or crazy or whatever.
He don't. I used to.
Yeah, you see, I really do like to dance or wild out for the cameras and stuff like that. But then, like, if I'm bored, it was good. You know, I started giving the little smile, the little stare. But yeah, no, that night was.
You know the craziest part about that?
What's up?
They were trying to they were trying to get high. I was the only person that was high. They were trying to be like me.
Wait, I think one of the girls was trying to talk to me. That's how they ended up coming to me. So it really does always start with women. That's crazy. Yeah, I remember what the girls look like now. Okay, we'll have to talk about this afterwards. But that's funny.
I guess this is where we end the podcast. But it was nice. I hope you guys liked our conversation. Again, this is Cajun Conversations. We talking spicy.
This is just a quick little story time. A little story time about how college flipped us upside down. So, you know. And
that's not even the full story.
It really is.
That's just how we started. That's just how we came in.
I don't even think we're allowed to tell the full stories.
I think NYU may try to sue us. But everything we're saying is actual truth. Because we don't gossip. We tell the truth.
Exactly.
That's a fact. Peace. Oh, you want to say it?
Peace.